ask somebody, Sanjay sir, my dance teacher, I want to ask, like, what is it? Is it Gajagamini walk? Is it the swan walk? What walk is that? I don't know. I'm very petite. So, he looked at me and he said, you've put on a little weight. And I said, yeah, you know, this is post-COVID overfeeding because I was so skinny. And just give me 10 days and I'll be back to, you know, how I usually am. And he said, no, this is beautiful. And
the back rolls.
I mean, it just the way that I was
looking.
at that point. And he said, this is really beautiful and let's shoot. I was very happy, and it was a time that the family was together, and it was also festival time for us, so it was a special time. And I think as a filmmaker, he's very precious to cinema, you know, for this immersive world that he creates, and everybody is entitled to their opinion. But I think he has earned, you know, he has earned this this space to create the kind of cinema that he wants to create. And honestly, and a lot of us are lucky to be a part of it.
Hello everybody, I'm Rudrani and welcome to Speak Easy. My guest today is an artist that we all love. She made her own path, she made choices that she is proud of, and so are we. And today she's out here to celebrate a series that is getting so much love, but also about all the different characters that she has given us. Of course, I am talking about the beautiful and the talented Aditi Rao Hydari. Thank you for joining in, Aditi.
Hi, Rajani.
You're finally doing this.
I know.
Starting with Bibbojaan, I would like to quote what I'd already written to you. She is in the true sense of warrior about her beauty, but this is something that Mr. Bansali, I think, so beautifully saw in you. Were specific qualities like this that you've been able to work with throughout your career, whether it is being fearless, you know, being fragile, not being afraid to be vulnerable. And I think all of these qualities Bibbojaan also has. So I think he saw that in you. It's so wonderful.
No, but okay, let me start by saying full credit to Sanjay sir. I am completely a surrendering actor. He makes it very, very effortless to surrender to him. I love him. I really love him. And not just his mind, but also his heart. He's very generous with his craft. He's as generous, if not more, with his heart. It's been an honor to be around him, you know, and sort of live this life and go through this journey with him. And I think that, you know, now when everything has come together and when I'm seeing everything that's written about Bibbojaan and Heeramandi, of course I'm very, very excited for him because I know how he has pushed and challenged himself the most first. And then of course all of us along with him. I'm so happy that, you know, the world is celebrating him, and he's precious. Not just to me, but he's precious to the world, he's precious to cinema, and he must be celebrated eternally. I'm very grateful to him, and I think again I will say this because he has such a fine mind, and whatever he does from here. So that kind of that perceptive nature is something that is very unique to him and very special about him. In that how he picks, because there are 6 leads in this, you know, and each one of us has been picked for whatever reason. And I'm just so grateful for being given Bibbojaan's life to live, and the fact that Bibbojaan's life will always be with me. It'll be part of my life, you know. And he picked that for me. He gave that to me. He took me on that journey. He handheld me through it actually. And you know, there are you know, as you rightly said, this whole thing of the vulnerability and you know, the love and the love stories, that has been something I've done. And though I believe that I've always played girls with agency, and you know, there has been a sense of dignity in a very, very firm sense of dignity and self-respect in the girls that I have played. I would say in this, he pushed it towards a much larger purpose, you know, and so the fire is that much more visible. And he said this to me when he would talk me through certain scenes, and he would say, you know, and he speaks very passionately, but he also speaks with a lot of love because he really feels for what it is that he's trying to create. and what he believes that you can do. So he would say, can you even understand what it would be for a girl like this to take destiny on, and that freedom fighters are the true heroes of our country, you know, and what they did and what they sacrificed and the fire in them must have been so great, and that sense of righteousness and that the purity of intent must have been so immense to take them to what they did, and we live the way that we do because of them, you know. So, and I found it very overwhelming and actually very, very moving to even listen to him, and it really, really helped me. A lot of what he said would help me get into that space, because we know it theoretically, but to hear someone speak like that and to hear him speak like that was very beautiful. So I am very grateful for this, and I'm very grateful that he was there with me, you know, and the challenge and the nurture was in equal measures. That is my fuel. And I love that for Sanjay sir, you know, we all know that he loves his heroines, that his female protagonists are very, very nuanced, they're very layered. But I also feel what adds to it is his own understanding of women, and that each one is unique in their own way. Each one is beautiful in their own way. Each one is fearless in their own way. Each one's revenge is unique. Each one's purpose is unique, and I find that's so incredible, you know, to tell 6 stories and to tell them so wholesomely, and with Bibbojaan especially to you know, have that kind of seamless marriage, I don't know what to call it, seamless kind of coming together of vulnerability and fearlessness is something that I really enjoy playing, because they are not mutually exclusive, you know, and they don't need to be. I don't know why we're not, like, we need to be more expanded to see that, you know, people and especially women can be many things, and your love is not a weakness, it's your strength. Your kindness is not a weakness, it's a strength, because that gives you the courage to take destiny on.
Before I move on further in this conversation, let me just straight up bring up the walk. The walk.
First, in fact, I want to ask somebody, Sanjay sir, my dance teacher, I want to ask, like, what is it? Is it Gajagamini walk? Is it the swan walk? What walk is that? I don't know. I would say it was what Sanjay sir told me to do.
So, you have obviously seen the reactions.
I know.
The reactions have been kind of crazy.
Yeah.
There are people trying to emulate, and there have been discussions on how they don't think it's still similar. They do think it's similar, but good attempt. Like, on people who've tried it also. So the standard that you've raised for that walk alone, as to encapsulating, I think, seduction and sensuousness and beauty, is what's been. There are descriptions of that walk.
I'm glad I haven't read a lot of this, but I'm like, whenever somebody is telling me, and whatever I see on Instagram, like reel upon reel upon reel upon reel, and the whole viral nature of this, that tukda is like, it's so overwhelming. And but I have to say that's a journey in itself, because, you know, so apart from the fact that of the dance aspect of it, and the fact that people, you know, have loved it, I would also say that Kriti Mahesh was the choreographer, and there was a girl called Nikita who is Kumudini Lakia's student, a Kathak dancer. So they were helping me through the rehearsals, and Sanjay sir would come and sit in on the rehearsals, and he's very about finding the magic on spot as well, right? So a lot of the nuances he created as we were going along, and this was 100% something that he said that he wanted that dupatta to fall on that particular beat, the head to go there, for the chhan to come exactly on the beat, and so it was all his thought and his creation. And you know, when we started the mujra, I don't know if you know this, but we started the Heeramandi shoot with Saiyaan Hatto Jaao. That was the first day of shoot. Was the day of the mujra.
And yours.
Yes, and it was only me on set, because it's a very intimate mujra, right? And I was like, someone like pinch me. This is so surreal. But just a few days before that, we'd done a costume trial, and now the special thing about it, and it's a blessing for me, because Sanjay sir went to Delhi to Rimple and Harpreet's go down, found this brocade, which is a very, very old and very beautiful brocade. And he said, I want her to wear this. The whole mismatched vibe of that, you know, the chudis of different colors, all of that was, you know, created. And I remember when I put it on, and I'm telling you this because, you know, it's so important to, you know, have that kind of mentorship, and that's why I'm telling you this, is that, you know, because women are saying, you know, we are healed and we this body positive, etc., etc. So I remember when I put on that ghagra, and Sanjay sir has always told me that, you know, I'm very petite. So he looked at me and he said, you've put on a little weight. And I said, yeah, you know, this is post-COVID overfeeding because I was so skinny. And just give me 10 days and I'll be back to, you know, how I usually am. And he said, no, this is beautiful. And
The back rolls.
I mean, it just the way that I was at
looking.
that point. And he said, this is really beautiful and let's shoot. And I was like, are you sure? Are you sure? No. You know, I'm a dancer, and even like 2 kilos extra on me feels like. He said, no, this is beautiful, and you have to remember this is, you know, like we have to shoot this now. And I was like, and he said, don't think twice about it. I'm telling you, it's beautiful. And I said, okay. And I really value that, and that's what I'm saying. You know, to have and that's why I say he's an incredible teacher, because that it was my journey as well, you know, to be like, no, this is how I am just now and it's fine.
But because you said that, it does bring back the focus on the fact that the back rolls, you know, were making a lot of people feel like it's okay to be like this, and this is also sexy, and this is also beautiful. Which is so incredible, right? I'm sure when you all were shooting it, you all didn't want to do anything like this. This is
actually, by the time I got to set, I forgot about this because I didn't even think about it, because I was like, Sanjay sir is happy and this is how he thinks that I should look, and that's fine. So
there's also a tremendous amount of pressure to look a certain way. You, throughout your career, have, you know, fought against the stereotype of using so much makeup and trying to make you look in a certain way that you were not comfortable. So I think this is also a moment where you know, appreciate when people are like this, isn't it? What do you have to say about that?
Absolutely, because like, see, in my case, I've always been a petite girl, so I've never quite, you know, possibly understood the, you know, what people, the kind of battles that people go through, you know, with self-esteem and whatever. And this is the first time, you know, when I felt very vulnerable, but Sanjay sir and the entire team, and when we shot it also, they just made me feel so like good. And it made me understand also. That's why I said it's also my journey of understanding, you know, that there are, like, it is so important to embrace, you know, your present, and to feel worth it, actually.
So true.
Yeah, and it's so important for each one of us to do that. You know, self-respect, self-love, and it also very important to have people around you who give you that love and protection.
How many takes did it take to do that walk? I want to understand.
The walk, not that many, maybe 3 or 4.
And the whole mujra?
The whole mujra was 3.5 days. There was one shot that took long, which was 2 shots. Not that long, must have been like 10, 11 takes, like that. So my mujras, certain shots would go up to like between 10 to 13 takes. Not the scenes. The scenes, no. But the mujra portions. Also because there's so much like coordination. There's that. Plus then there's, you know, all the other people in the frame, especially the second mujra. And Sanjay sir quite often likes one take, you know, so long take. Like the antara we've shot in one shot. So just a trolley that moves and the entire antara is that one shot. But वो एक में हो गया था और एक one for love we did. तो walk not so many, but वो जो एक फूल के साथ I do ना ऐसे, that I took some more than 8 takes, I remember. मतलब वो ही होगा 10 takes or whatever, because that was at the end of the day. So my brain had stopped firing.
And so exhausted.
No, it was just होता है ना sometimes. And then we got it. We got it that day only. But it feels, you know, especially with with something that you're struggling with, and you know that precision is going to it's going to matter. It's really going to matter now when I see it. I saw what I was doing and I remember what I was doing and what Sanjay sir was trying, because the way that he's made me do it looks so natural, because he was like, there's dance and there's performative dance and there's that intimacy when you're dancing, and this has to be that. It's a dialogue.
Yeah.
So it shouldn't be performative.
How did she get the nuance right? There are comparisons with Madhubala's walk, They were like, this is how she did it, and they are like these two epic ways of two versions of someone trying to do the Gajakamini walk.
Because in Bharatanatyam, the style that I learned, I didn't learn these. That's something I followed Sanjay sir and what he told me. But I know Kathak mein there's that Mayur Chal, there's this Gajagamini, wo hota hai, but I'm sure sare dance forms mein hota hai. But yeah, I don't know. I should find out.
Along with all the love, because something goes viral, they also discuss about ये match नहीं हो रहा इस era में. There were Pakistani actors who came forward and said, oh, this is something that is not appropriated well, and all of that. There was that discussion that I'm sure you heard about it. What are your thoughts on it?
Okay, honestly, I don't pay attention to,
Sure.
Because I don't pay attention to, there's a lot of noise in the world, okay? And I rather listen to the music in the noise. It keeps me happier. Having said that, it is important to listen to criticism. But it's important to listen to criticism from people who critique you to be better, right? I feel Sanjay Leela Bhansali made Heeramandi. It is his world. Yes, it's inspired by certain stories, a particular place, a certain time in India's history and India's independence. So of course there's all of that. But it is his world and it is his creation, it is his embroidery, it is his love. And he has created, and I think that, and I think as a filmmaker, he's very precious to cinema, for this immersive world that he creates, and everybody is entitled to their opinion. But I think he has earned, he has earned this this space to create the kind of cinema that he wants to create. And honestly, and a lot of us are lucky to be a part of it, and a lot of us are lucky to partake of it, and I hope that everybody can have expansive hearts to take in beautiful creation, and to celebrate it. And having said that, yes, there will be opinions, and that's natural.
They've been saying that did Heeramandi really look like this and stuff like that, right? I'm sure that is something now you all must have discussed, saying that it's a Sanjay Leela Bhansali set where everything, of course, we are also trying to make a series that the world has to envision it in that way.
I think, this is what I'm saying is all factual. There's no defense here. It's factual. I'm like, see it.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
I remember that when we had met off the record also, when Sharmin was there, you were like kind of protective towards it, saying that, I really feel bad or what she went through when she was saying that. How did you look at that conversation? Because while there was so much love coming in for all of you, there has been this need to sort of discuss about her performance and how she did there.
I think there are a lot of conversations, and there's like so many things happening around us, and I don't want to dignify unnecessary comments. It's not important to do that. Having said that, in a general way, I will say that we're all there for each other, and I think it's very important for us to be there for each other. We've worked together. Whenever we do a film, whenever co-stars, forget women. Just generally, as a team, whether it's ADs, whether it's actors, whether it's your director, whether it's your crew, whether it's your team, we've created this incredible world together, and we've created it with a lot of love, and we want to stick together and make sure that we pass it on with a lot of love. And it's up to the receiver to receive it with love. And if you're not able to receive it with love, then that's your I would say it's up to you, so I'll just leave it at that.
A lot of actors in the past have almost been scared and petrified. They're saying, after post, of course, they said that once we saw the result, we understood, but it's grueling, tough taskmaster, all of that has been done. So my question is, how do you look at that? Because I'm sure he was as tough, But I see you standing saying that I was okay with that process, number one. And number two is, what has changed in Aditi Rao Hydari from Padmavat to Heeramandi? Working with him, otherwise as an actor.
I'm not going to talk about myself here, but I will say, yeah. So people do talk a lot about Sanjay sir and the fact that he challenges his actors, etc. And I feel that people talk sometimes, maybe gossip, and I mean, there's just, again, I'm saying that's noise, because I think that I love him. I think he's an incredible person to be around. I think he's an incredible artist. I really value him because he speaks from the heart. So whether he's telling you that something is not working or telling you something is working, it comes from a great place. It comes from very pure intention. And yes, he does challenge you, but he challenges you because he believes you can do better than what you believe you can do. And also, he challenges himself first. He's the hardest on himself, and he challenges himself first because he's trying to find magic with everything that he does. And in finding that magic, he's also creating the level of aesthetics that he's creating around him and making sure that the emotion hits true. So, Sanjay Leela Bhansali is creating legacy cinema. He's creating timeless cinema, and he's creating timeless characters. And you can't do that just with Khokhala beauty. It's because it hits really deep, and the fact that it is so layered and so nuanced, and that he loves every detail so much is that the connection is made. And I think that's what I find the most precious and valuable about him as an artist and as a director and as a human being. I value the challenge, and I have seen firsthand that the nurture is even greater. So I enjoy that. And of course, certain days are hard, but aren't certain days hard in any process? Isn't that natural? That's human. And also, I look at him as a guru. And I'm like, I'm a student. I'm standing in front of somebody who I'm learning from. And I will surrender to this process, and I do, and I enjoy it. It's a lot of fun, and trust me, there's a lot of laughter on set too. And everybody's equation with people is different, so each person is, has their own understanding of this. This is mine. I see a person who loves animals. I see a person who loves his actors, who spoils them actually in many ways. And he spoils you because you get used to just having the best of everything, and you get withdrawal symptoms. Like, I really miss going to set. I really miss I was literally in tears the day I saw the Architectural Digest had that interview with Sanjay sir as he walking through the set. I was like, I had tears. I was so and I know what that place means to him, apart from what it means to us, of course. So everything comes from the heart. How can you not love that about a person?
It was just so lovely to see you put out that engagement picture as well with Siddharth. I think it was beautiful.
Thank you. That is, something that I think when the time comes, you'll know.
Okay.
But so that's a very, very special artist and a very special human being. All heart. Does everything from his heart. He's a real cinema boy. Lives, breathes, eats cinema, but is also a lot of fun, hilarious in fact, very entertaining. And I think Gaurav Gupta?
Yeah, of course.
So I'm very close to him. So he's very protective of me. And he was like, I have to meet this Siddharth. So I was like, sure, anytime. And he met him and he said, oh, same, Pixie. I was like, same, Pixie.
It's a clones.
Pixie. Huh?
Same.
No, Pixie.
Pixie. It is like that, but it's wonderful.
Yeah.
How was your engagement? The photo that you put out? Tell us about that picture. Can't?
Already, so now everybody knows everything. But
I want it from the horse's mouth. It's okay if you don't want to talk about it. No? But you were happy, that's matter.
100%. Of course, I was very happy, and it was a time that the family was together, and it was also festival time for us. So it was a special time.
Congratulations. I'm very, very proud of you. Thank you. Wishing you all the luck and so much love for both you and Siddharth. I'm very, very happy for you. Thank you.
Thank you, Rajani.
I love you. Thank you so much.